Welcome to a brand new edition of the Taiwan Outlook. I'm your host, Raymond Wu. Taiwan is an integral part of the East Asian economy. With an export-oriented economic base, foreign businesses and corporations play a big role in the health and vitality of Taiwan's economy. Therefore, local and foreign chambers of commerce play a big role in economic policy making and implementation. On today's program, we're delighted to have Mrs. Andrea Wu, the new president of the American Chamber in Taipei, to be our guest and discuss those issues and much more. Welcome to the program, Andrea.
Thank you, Raymond. How are you?
Yeah, it's a delight to have you here.
Thank you.
Since becoming the new president of the American Chamber in Taipei, would you tell us what are some of the priority issues that you're trying to push through in a new economic agenda?
Okay. I took the position on July the 1st.
Okay.
And that was right after Ma took his, assumed the government position.
Oath of office, yes.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So we were very busy to introduce ourselves and making contact at the Taiwan government. Mm-hmm. And then between U.S. and we're also working very closely with Washington to push the agenda for BIA, which is Bilateral Investment Agreement, and also TIFA talks. TIFA stands for Trade Investment TIFA Framework Agreement.
Yes.
So these two are all very, very important to foster the trade between the two countries.
Yes, of course. We know that economic relations between the U.S. and Taiwan is of a crucial importance to this very important bilateral relationship. But in addition to economic issues, what are some of the major problems that you think the American businesses and corporations that are operating in Taiwan, they are confronted with in terms of their operations here?
I think we see there are several things that we saw. First is the regulatory inconsistency.
Okay.
We often find out we have different inconsistent messages or regulations from the government, and then also the lack of due progress, and we also out of sync with the international standards. A lot of things that Taiwan has a very unique practice or unique regulations, and that actually is very costly for the multinational business operating in Taiwan.
Okay.
And besides Taiwan's isolation, making the regional operation difficult. And before today, we also have problem moving people back and forth between Taiwan Straits. But today's December the 15th, we start seeing these big 3 links.
Yes.
Starting today, that's a historical.
Becoming a reality.
Yeah,
yes, finally.
That's a historical moment. So hopefully, that will help.
So basically, you believe that some of the businesses and corporations operating here still feel like there are some regulatory, barriers or man-made difficulties, making the trade and investment environment in Taiwan not as attractive as it should be. So that is the major area of your concentration since taking over that position. Is that correct?
Right. And I think in general, AmCham's position, we really just looking to improve this business environment in Taiwan.
Yes.
Not really looking for special treatment for AmCham member companies. The changes that we like to see really is to improve this business environment as a whole.
Yes.
Yeah, not only for the foreign companies.
Yeah, for also for the local ones as
Definitely.
Well. How large is your membership right now, AmCham?
We have 480 member accounts, meaning companies.
Okay.
And then we have 916, 920 members.
And these are all American corporations and businesses?
No, it's a mixed group.
Okay.
We also have European, we also have Australian.
Local Taiwanese?
And local Taiwanese.
Okay.
Believe or not, we have some major Taiwanese company joined AmCham recently.
Yeah.
In general, whoever share the value and support our priorities, we all welcome them to join our chambers.
But mostly it will be company-based. Do you accept individual members?
Definitely. Raymond, if you're interested, I will send you a package.
Okay, send me a package and we'll discuss that later.
Definitely.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
And also, Andrea, if you can name 3 things that you like to see changed in order to facilitate the bilateral economic relations between Taiwan and the United States, what would they be?
I probably will start that hopefully Taiwan government can really give a serious review of all the regulations and laws to move some of unnecessary barriers to the business.
Okay.
I can give one example.
Please.
Currently, the government require a 2 years working experience for any young graduates coming from U.S. to Taiwan to apply a job. We think that should be up to the company to decide what kind of a qualification the company is looking for.
Exactly.
And also, for young people to start his first job in Taiwan, I think that goes a long way because then he get very familiar with Taiwan's the whole environment. Actually, he can become a friend to Taiwan later in his career life.
Yes.
Yeah, I think currently we see many of the AIT officers or companies executives. They actually learn, spend their young age in Taiwan, and now they become a big supporter.
Yes.
But this requirement actually stopped those young graduates from school to come to here to work. So
I know that's also a big concern, nowadays because we're talking about cross-strait relations, about further opening up to China, and that has become an issue. For example, in the legislative yuan, discussing the possibility of lifting the 2-year work experience ban. Before allowing mainland executives to come to Taiwan, whether to work or invest or other things. So that's also a major concern shared by many American companies and corporations in Taiwan.
Right.
So that would be issue number 1. What would be the second change?
Well, like we said earlier, international standard.
Okay.
If the Taiwan government can have embracing a mindset to adopt international standards, that will make the multinational companies' job much easier, and also for Taiwan, that can easily linking with the international arena. I think that's very important. Otherwise, you're just isolating yourself. We are talking about a lot of the company now is looking at standard practice.
Yes.
If this country always have a different set of rules,
that makes it very difficult.
Yeah, company can just skip this country and go somewhere else.
Go elsewhere. Yes.
That's right.
Okay.
So the third thing, if I may, I think right now we have a long list of goods cannot be imported into Taiwan, which was made in China.
Okay.
We see probably more than 2,000 items.
That's quite substantial.
Yeah. And for multinational company, again, the competitive edge is the good cost control. So if things or parts are made in China and want to ship into Taiwan for further assembling or to sell, but then they cannot come into this market, that really puts on a lot of additional cost and administrative burdens. And I think, as we know, a lot of local manufacturers also wanting to remove that ban because nowadays the world is really very flat.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's good in making different parts of the we're hoping that it's in the trading it will be much easier if you remove that ban.
But let me ask you though, I mean, concerning those 3 areas, they probably being around, in terms of how AmCham, relates to our government here. These are not, very new concerns. These are something that's been happening, being the area of concern for a lot of corporations for some time.
Right.
What do you think will happen if these changes do not take place, on the immediate horizon?
Well, as you know, I think the many countries in the world right now, it's a fierce competition.
Yes.
Everybody try to improve their business environment and try to boost their own economy. And if Taiwan don't catch up with the wave, maybe immediately you probably don't see, I don't think the economy is going to collapse because.
Yeah, but you're not going to see the exodus of American corporations moving elsewhere, for example.
Well, I think immediate term, you probably don't see that because our member companies invested in this market for many, many years.
Exactly.
AmCham itself has been here 57 years, so they're not going to just leave this market, but eventually that you lose the attractiveness, you lose the competitive edge, and once the company want to make a choice. They probably choose somewhere else. So we urge
run the risk.
Yeah, we urge the Taiwan government do not, you cannot be complacent. You have to look at the longer term. And if there's a lot of things you don't do it today, you'll be sorry tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
What's the prognosis? What do you think? These changes will happen quickly, or it take some doing?
I think it takes. I want to be optimistic, but I cannot say I am because so far with this new government, we heard all the very good message.
Yes.
They want to deregulate, and they want to have the openness of the market. It's really when you get down to execution.
Yes.
We don't see that
happening yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And today we're facing such a challenge.
Yes.
They need to speed up the process, really.
Yeah, if we can cut through the bureaucratic, red tape and really facilitate the process, I think will be more beneficial, not only for the business operating in Taiwan, but also for Taiwan's overall external competitive edge as well. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back with Mrs. Andrea Wu, who is the new president of American Chamber in Taipei. And we're going to discuss what's the current situation concerning the global financial crisis. How is that impacting American businesses operating in Taiwan? I'll see you in 2 minutes.